Hey guys, back again. And I just filmed the VSG prep video. So that's why I look exactly the same. And I just got out of the shower, so yeah, whatever. COVID. Look at these COVID eyebrows though. Like, sis ain't had her eyebrows done since like February. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody's seeing me. Well, I guess you guys are, so please forgive this appearance for now. But good news, I have lost 10 pounds since last Tuesday on this liquid diet, which is great and expected. But I wanted to do a quick video for you guys to just kind of go over how my doctor's appointment went yesterday. So I had my final appointment with the surgeon prior to surgery. Yesterday, I had my final appointment with the nutritionist, and then I had my COVID test. So I have some notes here from the meeting with my surgeon. And so I had a few specific questions for him. The first question was whether or not I would require a catheter for the surgery. He said no. And the reason I asked that was because after talking to different people and watching various YouTube videos, some people reported that they had to have a catheter and others reported that they didn't. I've never had a catheter, but I've heard that it is rather painful. So I was trying to avoid that at all costs. So thank God, no, I do not have to have the catheter. My second question for the doctor was whether or not I would have to do the at-home blood thinning injections after surgery. Some people say that they had to do injections for 7 days post-op, and it was for a blood thinner. And so I asked about that. He said that he couldn't really say yes or no at this time. He said it depended on the surgery and if they saw any reason for me to need the blood thinner. And then he also said the second really impactful determining factor is whether or not I walk after surgery. So if I am having difficulty walking and getting up and being mobile, then they would consider the blood thinner because the less mobile you are, the more likely you are to develop blood clots. So he told me that after surgery, so I arrive at the hospital 7:30. My surgery is scheduled for 9:30 a.m. And I will be in surgery. He said the surgeries typically take 1.5 to 2 hours. And they let me sleep for 1 hour after surgery, and then they're waking me up. So he said that once they wake me up, I am expected to walk 5 to 10 minutes every hour. And so I guess based on my ability to be mobile and, move around will depend on whether or not I have to have a blood thinner. I would prefer to not have to give injections to myself. I would definitely probably need somebody to stay with me if I have to do that, because I don't know that I could be giving myself a needle. Like, yeah, I don't know about that. But, and what else did he say? Oh, he also said that my incisions will be glued and they'll be waterproof, so I can take a shower like immediately, and it won't impact the glue. He said that, it's estimated that I will spend 1 night in the hospital, but of course they play that by ear. Like, I have to meet certain milestones before they will release me. And then I also asked about post-op medications and whether or not I needed to pick them up prior to surgery. He said no, they would send me home with some things. They'll send me home with a pain med, an acid blocker. The acid blocker is used to allow your stomach to heal. And that's really why you're also doing like the liquid, because there isn't going to be like the acid blocker is blocking the creation of acids in your stomach. So there wouldn't be anything to like break down actual food either. So that's what the acid blocker is, to help healing of the stomach. They'll also send me with a nausea medication and a stool softener. So all of these appear to be optional except for the acid blocker. And, they're used, to be used as needed. Now, the stool softener, I know a lot of people say they use it maybe not every day, but every so often. I also bought the Target brand of the Miralax. Between those two, I should be fine if I have any issues around that. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick update regarding what the surgeon said yesterday. The nutritionist, we just reviewed my plan for after surgery, what that looks like. And yesterday I took some time to just go back through the the bariatric workbook that they provided, just to make sure I'm really clear on my next steps, and that I have everything that I need. So then the meeting with the nutritionist was pretty quick. And then I had my final COVID test yesterday. So after the COVID test, I'm basically self-quarantining at home, can't be around anyone, don't go out. Like, they're like, don't pass go, don't do anything, just go home and sit down. So that's pretty much what I did. I had it yesterday afternoon so that I had an opportunity to go out yesterday if I needed to, which I didn't really need to. I just had one errand to run. And I did that early before my test. And so the COVID test. So I was going to record yesterday's COVID test, but it was completely different than my first COVID test. I will insert a clip of the first COVID test after this, when I'm done talking. But, this COVID test was way easier. So they literally allowed you to do it yourself. And you had to take the swab and go twice around each nostril. And then you kind of had to just sit with the swab in your nose. I'm guessing it was about 30 seconds. Like, she didn't tell me the timing, but that's about how long, like somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute. And then she held the bottle that has the fluid in it. And then I just she told me to put the Q-tip in. It had a really long, handle, so we didn't touch each other or contaminate anything. So I put the Q-tip in, or the swab in, and she was like, that was it. And she gave me some pre-op quarantine instructions on a sheet of paper and told me have a great day. So that was really easy and pain-free. That first one was not like that. And I asked her, I was like, when did they change the test? This was a different testing site than the one that I went to previously. But she said that typically different sites have different ways of taking the COVID test. And I was like, if I knew that, I would have came to this site last time, because last time I was in a drive-through line and they shoved that long thing all the way up my nose. You'll see in a second. Sis was like burning and like it was intense. So I'm like, yeah, I could have done this. That was an option. I didn't know. But so all of the scheduled appointments that I had for yesterday went really well. And so that's it. So here's the clip of my first COVID test. And this was a test done prior to my endoscopy. So this was a couple of months ago. I think it may have been in August, or no, actually it was probably, in July. So here goes. I'm in line to get my COVID-19 test. The line is not very long. So I'm a little nervous. I actually watched a YouTube video last night where a young lady was getting a COVID-19 test before her VSG surgery. So that's why I decided to get a few clips. I don't know if this will ever make it anywhere, but I'm a little nervous. I used the bathroom right before I left the house, and of course, I gotta go to the bathroom. But it's probably just my nerves. So, like, I'm nervous, but I'm not like scared. From what I hear, it's not necessarily painful. It's just more uncomfortable. So my plan is to lean this seat back, let them get up in there, and then let that be the wrap. Will be a wrap, not the wrap. See, I can't even talk, y'all. How do I feel about the endoscopy? So I'm getting this COVID-19 test because I have my endoscopy. Today is Saturday, June 27th. My endoscopy is on Tuesday, June 30th, 2020. So it's required that you get the test, obviously, so you don't put the doctors and other hospital staff at risk when I go in for the endoscopy. More than likely I will have to do this test again. How lucky am I? Before my actual surgery. But yeah, that's where we are. Yeah, that's all I got right now, guys.
Have you had this done before?
No, ma'am. Should I lean my seat
No,
back?
you gotta keep your mouth covered.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I'm
Close
sorry.
your nose for me. Yeah, you have to turn toward me. Put your head back. So this is called nasopharyngeal. Ready? Ready? Okay, don't move. Breathe. Okay. I know, right? Okay, that's it.
Oh, that's it?
Did you get your ID back?
Yes, I did.
So you're good to go.
All right, thank you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Ciao. Okay. Hopefully I recorded that. Because at first she said no, I couldn't record. And then she said, okay, that's fine. I gotta adjust my seat because I had pushed myself back a bit. Let me go up to this stop sign. And then the camera all crooked, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, let me park. I'm trying to park. I thought I was gonna have to lay my head back. I didn't know how that was gonna go. But it actually didn't hurt. It felt weird, and I'm a punk, like a punk. So yeah, it wasn't terrible. Let me put my directions on and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Gotta get out of park if I want to drive. Look at God. Okay. So that is done. Praise God. It doesn't really hurt, but I feel like I can feel it in my ear, because you know how all that back there is connected. So yeah, I mean, it was very quick. Y'all just saw it. Yeah, I mean, it was all right. Not something that you do for fun, in your spare time, but it was okay. I was really actually hoping to go get something to eat after this, but she looked me in my face and was like, you need to go straight home and go nowhere until you come for your procedure on Tuesday. So, which I already knew that. But I was still going to stop somewhere to get something to eat. But it's not a huge issue. I can go home and I have some things to eat there, or I can send my boyfriend to go get it for me. So yeah, guys, I'm trying to see, I feel like I can still feel it. Not the whole thing, but it's almost like, and actually the other young lady described it like this. You know how you take in water when you're swimming? That's what it feels like in the back of your throat. So yeah, so that's the best description that I have for you guys. Yeah, so let's get this show on the road. I am nervous about the endoscopy. not about the endoscopy itself. I don't like needles, and they put you under. So that's the part I'm nervous about, the needle part. But like, I'm okay. Like, if they put me out, I think I'm okay, because I've never been put under anesthesia before, so we'll see how that goes. But I think it should be a relatively quick procedure, because the actual surgery itself is only like 45 minutes. So I can't imagine the endoscopy. I think she said it's about 30 minutes or so. So I don't think it'll be very long. My sister is taking me, so my boyfriend doesn't have to take the day off. My basement flooded a couple weeks ago. It's another story for another day, but basically he took several days off helping me remedy that. So my sister is going to take me this time, and that is about it. So I'll see you guys on endoscopy day.